So in October of 23, the magistrate actually said on the record that, I'm paraphrasing, that abuse had been stipulated. It was no surprise, abuse had been stipulated, but she was still going to order reunification therapy. So I ended up getting the therapy paid for with a pilot program through a nonprofit that I had started to help women like me because I was being constantly inundated with paperwork and filings. So I know what that's like is you only have a certain amount of time to respond. And so when I was plugging along and we were coming up on the final orders hearing, there wasn't anything that they could complain about anymore. And they still had this whole criminal side that was being investigated by the DA because CPS had founded allegations.
Mhm.
The forensic interviews had founded abuse. The police investigation, had that and then forwarded it to the DA. So all of that criminal stuff was still going on at the time of the permanent orders hearing when I was complying with that contempt. And the original sentence of 7 weekends had been, suspended for every week I complied. The week before, literally the day before the hearing, we had a session that had been rescheduled last minute a couple of days prior. And at that, they decided, with the protection order still in place with myself and my ex-husband, that they were still going to have this. And they tried to coerce me to have someone else either bring the kids, which was not in the court order, or make me leave. And I had never done that. I'd always stayed there with the children because it was their comfort knowing I'm
Mm.
still there. And when I showed up, they did have him come. And, you know, an order is an order. And if I didn't call, then they would have automatically said, oh, see, there's no big deal. All risk is gone. Kids can go back. There's no need for protection order. She's just, nuts. So I did call. And, excuse me, I had learned early on one thing of advice I would tell anyone starting a divorce: have that one person that you tell everything to. And when you talk to anybody or you go and meet with anybody, you take someone with you. Get an advocate. I wish I'd have done that earlier. This day, right before the court hearing, I did call the police and I had an advocate support for the boys and me there. This person witnessed the entire event that happened. And from that, this therapist literally went to court the next day and did not tell the truth of what had happened. The police showed up, and his attorney was able to get them to leave and not take an eyewitness statement report from everyone that was there, and convince them again, the third time with Fort Collins police, that I was making this up and it was all manipulated. So when I showed up to our final orders hearing the very next day, that part of the contempt was never heard.